Great. So, welcome again to this channel. Today, I want to have a conversation with Mr. Allington, and it's an issue about macroeconomics. This is a big issue. I tried to discuss it off camera. I've tried so hard not to discuss this on camera because it's so big. It's bigger than anybody. It's bigger than young folks like me. But with your knowledge and experience, I think it's something we can discuss because I keep seeing it repeat every time. Issues of migration, there is abundance of wealth somewhere. Everybody moves there. Wealth is created. Generations change. And then people think, you came from nowhere to take our wealth, now go. And then they sack the people, and then there is crisis. The whole economy collapse again. I've seen this wave over and over again. It's happened in Nigeria. It actually happened in Ghana 73, happened in Nigeria 83, it happened in South Africa 2013 or 2003 or so. Like now it's happening in the US, and I can see it clearly that this is what the US is up to. The economy is going to collapse.
Yes, you have a very good scope of that.
Yes.
The economy is going to come down.
Yes.
And it's going to come down fast.
Very,
and why?
very fast.
It's going to come down because Africa is rising.
Yes.
And it's rising very fast.
Yes.
They are fighting against it, but there's nothing they can do because this is Africa's time.
And you know the worst part? As they try to fight, they are aiding it now.
Yes.
Because
That's
now you
good.
say, you are black, just go. You are not welcome here, go. So people are now going to move with their resources, with their intellect. You know, the thing about resources, people limit resources to what we get from the grounds, minerals and the like, or property. But the first and foremost resource of your man is his brain, his experience, the things you've seen being done. Because if you've seen it done before, you can always do it again.
Correct.
You get it? So I want us to talk about it. Like, for you, you were not born in the US.
No, I was not born in the US. I was born in the Caribbean.
Wow. So why did you go to the US?
I went to the US because of opportunity.
I would like to go to the US because of opportunity. I just need a visa. In Ghana, getting a visa is like going to heaven.
Yeah, but it's different for a lot of people, you know. Women go to the US and they work under the table and they become successful. But one of the things they always end up doing is going back to school.
Okay. Is that a good idea when I get to the US? Should I go back to school or should I just work?
Yes, of course, because education affords you opportunity.
Okay.
The more educated you are, the more opportunity there is there for you to partake in.
That's true. That's true. It's something we really need to do. You hear people ridicule education and trying to say, oh, it's not the best of things, but I feel when you get educated, you even see the things that are more valuable than education while you are getting educated. So if you hadn't gotten it, you wouldn't have gotten that enlightenment. You wouldn't have gotten that exposure. You wouldn't have seen that opportunity. Like when I was young, I honestly wow, that cost me the pro. Yeah, so when I was younger, I used to think we can make it wherever we are. We don't need to travel. We don't need to go to the US. It's true. It's not, you don't have to be in the US to be successful. But I grew up, I had a famous quote that I liked. I used to say, I say that the pedigree of a man's logic is bounded by his exposure. I've realized something that people who have taken the chance to travel, they've seen more opportunities, they've gotten enlightened, they think on a bigger scale,
Broaden their scope.
broaden their scope, they can do more. Okay, their understanding is different. So if you are stuck in one place, stuck in Ho, stuck in Ghana, stuck in Africa, you don't get that enlightenment. One of my cousins was telling me that Nkrumah had to travel and come back
To see, broaden.
his scope. See that no, not everybody is struggling like we are struggling. You get it? Not everybody is throwing gold at beds. We could use it to do jewelry.
Yes.
You get it? So you need that kind of exposure. And while you travel, you would carry some knowledge from where you are that will be valuable where you are going to. And then you go and see some valuable stuff there that can be useful where you came from. So it's a two-way game. The economy gains.
Have you traveled?
No, I traveled a lot on
But you
YouTube.
speak as though you did do some traveling. That means you're a wise person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably you absorb things from other people because
Yeah.
you're right on the button.
I have wise friends. So what I do, I lean on people's knowledge. Yeah, I read books. I don't like to read too much, but I think my dad has read so much that conversations with him has blessed me with a lot of knowledge. My mentors,
Yeah, thank God,
my
man.
friends, you. Each time I spend time with you, challenge me with useful knowledge out of my sphere. You get it? So that's one of the advantages of migration. And you know the worst part, we were taught this in school. We just were not paying attention. You get it? So it's a good thing. Now when people migrate, usually people migrate from a place of lower economic value to a place of higher economic activities.
Yes, but not all the time, not 100%. Sometimes people just think of themselves too low because there's opportunities other places like Africa. Everybody's attracted to Africa because it's rising, and I always have to say to people, if you don't see it, it wasn't meant to. If you don't feel it, because you don't meant to. But if the opportunities are there, it's a young country. It's being stifled by foreigners who wants Africa to remain poor and down. And they tell you on the news, we don't want Africa to rise, because if Africa rise, we will fall. But it cannot be prevented now.
So is this induced by the outsiders, the Westerners, or is this an African problem? Is it
It's
the
not
lack
African
of
problem.
knowledge by Africans,
No,
or
it's not even
deliberate manipulation by the Westerners?
manipulation. You ever you hear that? But I learned it from Africa. I did myself. Well, they've been doing it to themselves through slavery and everything else.
Yes.
It's just Africa's time now.
Wow.
It's now Africa's time.
You just said something I really want to know. So, what is the opportunity for people who know about this? What is the opportunity in Africa for an African watching this video? For me, how do I position myself so that whatever it is that you have seen rising in Africa in the next 5 to 10 years, I'll be at the sweet spot? Because there is something we believe in. A man who can tell the future can rule the world. Where should I put myself so that I may rule the world?
Take a comprehensive look at the big countries and take a chance. Open a business and go in that direction. Go brave, head first, and you would be successful in anything you do.
Anything.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
You see the construction, every street, every lane, every town is construction.
Wow.
If people coming in to live and building, what would they need?
So you don't really have to build. You can just sell to the people building.
Yes.
I call it the
It
simple
is
sellers
needs.
principle.
You know, you take a chance, you get a loan, you get some partners, and you open a warehouse.
But you know, talking about loans and partners, those are two things we don't do in Africa.
Things are changing.
Because our interest rate is 30% and our partners are not usually honest.
Things are changing. They have to change. You have to adapt.
Yeah, that's a great one. And you know, this also creates land value. So when there are a lot of people moving towards some place, the value of the land surges because opportunity is increasing, population is increasing, and a lot of things can actually work in your favor.
You have 3 countries. You have Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Chad. All those countries, they're going into agriculture because they can sell everything they produce.
Everything.
Everything they produce outside.
Oh.
A lot of countries just had, well, they have war, they cannot grow anything. They have floods, they cannot grow anything for a long time. It's there, the opportunity is there.
Agriculture. We always say this, but myself, I've not really paid the best attention to it, you know.
No, a lot of Africans, they don't want to do agriculture. Well, before,
Yeah.
they say they don't want to do agriculture because that's a poor man's.
Yeah, kind of. That's how we're meant to feel and think about
Ask
it.
them now.
Because of the scale, they do it on small scale, 1 plot, 2 plots.
Ask this guy, talk to this guy, Farmer.
Farm up. Okay, I need to-
Farmer is a millionaire in 4 years.
Wow. What does it produce?
And it chickens and eggs. Well, mostly eggs.
Wow.
He don't do it for meat, but maybe now he's changed. I haven't watched him for a little time since I've been here. I haven't had the time, but he's making waves. He's just growing bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's one thing. To success stories, if someone has done it, that means I can do it, huh? Is
Yeah.
it in Ghana? Farm up is it in Ghana?
Nigeria?
Nigeria. Okay.
I think it's Nigeria.
It's something I really need to look at as well. I have to go to my farm again.
One of mine had interviewed him a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's young, and he
Wow.
have that drive, boy. He have that drive.
Wow.
If you're a farmer next to him or a couple miles away from him, and you selling or raising chickens for meat, every chick that you raise in 6 weeks will be sold before they reach a month.
Wow.
This place is big, it's huge, the market is open.
And there's a lot of attention going.
10 farmers cannot brew enough chickens to
meet
feed
this
Africa.
demand. Wow.
Yeah, to meet the demand. You can go sheep, goats, cows.
Wow. So there's a big industry coming
Yeah.
up.
Have a need for milk.
Job opportunities. Okay. Milk, meat, eggs.
You have the chocolate,
Chocolate?
the cocoa, you have the
Okay,
cocoa,
yeah.
but you don't make chocolate. But now things are changing.
Yes.
Things are changing because now they know you can put a deep freezer in a cooler and have chocolates in the stores. You put up some solar panels so when the current goes, your chocolate remains cool and doesn't melt out. People are doing it. Things are changing. Instead of selling the raw products,
Yeah.
you produce.
How does this affect foreign exchange? I think foreign exchange favors where more value is being produced and beats where value is being sent to. So if we begin to produce now, hopefully the tables are going to turn towards us.
Yeah,
That's
the table
good,
has already been. They're scared, they're afraid because before with the cocoa and the tea and coffee, all people been doing is selling it to Europe, selling it to the. But now they say, oh no, we're not doing that anymore. We are going to make products. Then we're going to sell you. If you don't want to buy a squatter, Africa is big. We'll sell
We'll sell it
in house.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. It's great. So, about the deportation exercise going on in the US and the like, is it a good thing?
Like I say, they did themselves and they're doing themselves.
And it's in our interest. Because now people are going to come back, we're going to have quality labor.
No,
Good mind.
it's gonna go. The person who is orchestrating all these moves, eventually somebody is gonna be down his throat because it happened before. You're gonna deport all the immigrants, and next thing you know, oh, before they were working for what? Minimum wage.
Yeah.
This is after during COVID, and now what they're working for $24, $25. Let them do the thing. Let them deport. Pretty soon they'll be paying $40 to get people to pick vegetables.
From the farms. So farm hands and skilled labor.
And the Mexican is not stupid. He said, okay, we were here doing it for $15, $18, and you run us away. You locked us out. Now we don't trust you, so we're gonna do it for $40. Is that it? That's when you're gonna walk away.
Okay, so they now have bargaining power. And it's a good thing.
They did themselves.
Wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. I hope you are enjoying this conversation so far. I usually do these conversations off camera, but I just think it's information worth it we should share. Join us in the comments. Tell us what you think, what you know, what we should do, advice for youngsters in Africa and outside of Africa. People who wants to come to Africa or Ghana, I'm Ghanaian. I'm actually in the Volta region. People want to come to the Volta region. Subscribe to this channel. Share with people who need to watch this kind of conversation as well. And let's see how we can build this together. My name is Engineer Bigelow, and it's glad to have you, Mr. Allington.
Glad to be here.
Conversation. See you in the next one.